Good evening. My name is Jason Gallo William, and today I will present my part for this project entitled PLC-based semi-automated coffee or tea vending machine. So I will present the project description for this project. So as you can see here, uh, this is the sketch that we have drawn. This is the semi-automated coffee or tea vending machine. So as you can see over here, on the top is the tank for the fluids such as the hot water. Stands for coffee, T stands for tea, S stands for sugar, milk, and then last is uh, water. So on the left side is the buttons. So uh, in order to brew your own coffee or tea, you need to press one of the buttons over here. And before that, we should put the coin first to activate the machine. And last is the paper cup. The paper cup is where the coffee will be dispensed out of the machine. Um, Moving on to the main components. So these are the main components that are very important for this semi-automated coffee or tea vending machine. So the first one is PLC. PLC is a programmable logic controller uh, that 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 is used to program the system of the machine. And then second is the coin acceptor. The coin acceptor has sensors that can detect detect the coin's thickness, size, and after the coin is placed, then it will activate the machine. So it will uh, dispense out the paper cup first, and then the last component is DC air pump motor. So this DC air pump motor, it functions as uh, it helps dispense all the fluids from from the machine. So if a button is pressed, for example, T is pressed, so this DC air pump motor will help dispense uh, the fluid out from the tank. Okay, so for the process of the system, um, the first step is press start button to on the system, and second, insert coin in the coin acceptor, and after insert the coin, it will detect the coin. So when the coin is detected, paper cup will be released from the cup outlet. And the fourth one is um, press hot water button, then after pressing the hot water button, press either coffee or tea button to choose the type of beverage. And then after pressing either one, the hot water and the coffee or tea will dispense simultaneously for 5 seconds. So after it dispense the hot water and the coffee or tea, um, press either milk or without milk, or sugar without sugar, or both milk and sugar button for flavor preferences. Meaning to say, if a user wants to drink their coffee with milk, they should press the milk button. So if the user wants to drink their coffee with sugar, they should press the sugar button. And then let's say if the user wants to drink their coffee with sugar, so after pressing the sugar button, they are required to choose the sugar level for their coffee. So there are three different sugar level, which is the first one is low, second is medium, and third is high. So for the low sugar level, um, the timer is set up to 3 seconds. For medium is 6 seconds, and high is 9 seconds. So if the user choose low, meaning to say the sugar will dispense for 3 seconds, and then the next step is, after the sugar is dispensed, um, the user can choose whether to add water or not. So if they want water, so they press the water button, and then when they press the water button, the water will dispense for 5 seconds. So if they choose not to add water, they press the without water button, and that is the very last process. So the coffee or tea is ready to be served. Thank you.
So, good morning to Dr. Mozase. I'm Aldrisvi. I'm going to explain the programming for our project. That is a coffee or tea vending machine. So, we are using the CX programmer for programming. So, in the rung 0, you can see there is a normally open three inputs and one output. There is two of the inputs are push button and one sensor, and the another input is the normally close. So the output is the paper cup. So in the rung 1, there's the breaker for paper cup, and then hot water, coffee or tea, and then the normally close button that will continuing the flow if the customer is choosing coffee instead of tea. Then the timer will there's one timer for the outputs. So for 5 seconds if after coffee or tea is chose. And then the timer breaker in rung 2, there is two outputs, indicates the coffee, tea or hot water. Coffee or tea and hot water is done. In rung 3, after coffee and tea, as you can see, is done. There is a button to choose sugar and the level, whether low, medium or high. And there is the timer for the three level. For the low level timer 30 second, medium timer is 6 seconds, and the high timer is 9 seconds. So another part in this round 3 is if the customer of the person is choosing no sugar, so it will directly to the output uh, as done. So after the timer the level in the round 4, there is a 4 timer breaker. There is 4 timer breaker, lower, medium and high, and without sugar. And the output is indicate it's the with or without sugar is done. Then next to rung 5 is button for milk or without milk. If with milk, the timer will indicate will set to 5 seconds. Then after 5 seconds, the milk or without milk is done. So next, in rung 7, uh, there's three inputs. So the two inputs is choosing. The person can choose what adding water or without water. So if adding water, the water will set to 5 seconds. Then without water, it will proceed to next in rung 8. That's indicates that the coffee or tea is done. So now for the result, so now I will run the program by using simulation, just using simulation inside this CX programmer. First, we set this push button on, then it will go through to the coin detector. After there is coin being detected, it will trigger the paper cup, and it will directly and then to rung 1. After the paper cut is triggered, then the person have to choose for need to press for the hot water set to on, then choose either coffee or tea. Then if the for example the customer is choose coffee, then you can see here the timer will set for 5 seconds. After 5 seconds, the coffee or tea or hot water field is done. Then it will break to the rung 3 for sugar or without sugar choose. If the customer choose with sugar, then it will indicate to the next step, that is choose the level of the sugar. So if the customer choose press this high level, as you can see, it will run for 9 seconds. 9 seconds without sugar. If without sugar, it will directly to the next this without sugar indicators. So the timer is done for 9 seconds. Then with or without sugar uh, part is done, and it will move to the next step. Uh, if the customer need to choose either milk or no milk with no milk. So if the customer choose no milk, then it will uh, directly move to the next step, that is water or without water, without adding water or with water inside their coffee or tea. So I will set this to with adding water. So the timer will indicate for 5 seconds. After 5 seconds, their coffee or tea as they desired is done. Thank you. So for the conclusion of our project, it is an effort to develop this semi-automatic beverages system, but it is already existing in the market in the world. So this project show that how vending machine may be used to introduce automation in the field of beverages preparation using a PLC. The initial cost may be high, but it will benefits much outweigh the expenses in the future. So for our recommendation, uh, we recommend that we need to add uh, cold or ice button function inside the machine, inside the PLC, so that the customer have many type that if they want hot or cold beverages. And besides, we also add more more function that indicates other type of beverages, not only coffee or tea. So that's all from me. Thank you.